Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My ex and I divorced about 15 years ago, and we have shared custody of our daughter. In the divorce, she wanted our house and I fought hard against it because it's been my family home for 3 generations before I inherited it. In the end, we came to a compromise that was signed off by the judge. Basically, she gets to live in the house rent-free until our daughter turns 18, then I get it back. I had to pay the utilities, maintenance, and property taxes the entire time. In addition, she can't make any modification or upgrades to the house without my written permission. She's solely responsible for the cost, and the work has to be performed by an insured and legally licensed professional. I've been setting her move-out notices for months in anticipation of my daughter's 18th birthday, and recently that came to a pass. The day after, I showed up to the house with a contractor because I wanted some work done before I moved back in. At first, she refused to let me in until I reminded her that I'm the legal owner of the house, according to our divorce agreement signed by the judge. She's no longer allowed to be there, and I'll call the police if she doesn't let me in. She got the point and opened the door. I was surprised nothing was packed and it didn't seem like she's moving at all. We were arguing as I walked through and inspected my house. She wanted extra time and I told her to be out by the end of the week or I'll have her stuff thrown out. When I walked into the living room, I was shocked into silence. The living room was expanded by a wall being torn down and having the bedroom that was once there merged into it. She turned my 4-bedroom house into a 3-bedroom one. I know I didn't sign off on this, and from the looks of it, the work was probably done by her boyfriend and not a professional. I yelled at her and told her I'm going to sue her for everything she has, then I left. She went crying to our daughter and my family, and now everyone is telling me to give her another month to find a place and not to sue her. My daughter is firmly on her mother's side and thinks I'm the ass for kicking her mother out a couple of weeks before Christmas and suing her. This is why I'm here. I think I'm right and legally I am right, but my daughter's opinion of me matters to me. Oh, I don't think they were wrong because it's already been so clear, like the judge literally said, you're only going to live in that house until your daughter turns 18 and you're going to move out when your daughter turns 18. But the fact that she just did everything means she had no intention of moving out at all. Why are they thinking the guy is wrong? And that's his house. So now he wants it back and he wants to live in it without her being there. I guess he can give her more time because she hasn't even packed yet, right? But seriously, she should have already packed because that's what the contract said. Move out after your daughter turns 18. And the fact that his ex-wife turned his 4-bedroom house into a 3-bedroom one, that just means he lost money. Because we all know the more rooms a house has, the more money it is. Alright, moving on. I throw a pretty big Christmas party every year going on a decade now. A few years ago at one I threw, my friend Tara met my former co-worker Tony and they hit it off. They dated for a while, and 2 years later, once again at my Christmas party, she showed up with a ring on her finger and they announced for the first time that they were engaged. I was super happy for them. They got married this spring. We didn't get invited. When I was sending around my party invitations this year, I didn't see any reason to invite them back if they didn't think I wasn't worthy of making the guest list. I have known them both for years, basically introduced them, and they literally announced the engagement at my home. It got back to me today that they're very upset with us for not inviting them this year, that my party is something they consider special and they think I'm being petty. A couple of friends mentioned it was a smaller wedding and they feel like I'm just punishing them. It wasn't though. There were probably 200 people there and I know at least 50 of them, and I was a little surprised at some of the names that made the cut over us. I didn't make a stink about it or anything, but I don't see why I should welcome them into my home again after being snubbed like that. My partner thinks I should just let it go and invite them back, but I don't see a reason why I should. Ooh, yeah, I wouldn't invite them back either. Okay, I guess I'm just petty then and I'll stay petty, okay? Jeez, as if they didn't invite them to their wedding, but they expect to be invited to someone's Christmas party. Come on, you literally met at the Christmas party. And then you announce your engagement at the Christmas party and you're not going to invite the people to your wedding that brought you guys together? How? How? That's crazy. They should be like the first people they invite to the wedding. Because it would have been like, without you, we wouldn't have known each other. But nope. They're calling this person petty instead. My wife and I have had a tradition every Christmas where we would bake Christmas cookies and frost them with our friends. We'd then give the cookies out to friends and family and helpers. Every year, my wife would take on the bulk of the baking duties, insisting that only she knew how to bake them right and only letting whoever is helping frost them. She always insisted on doing all the baking because frosting is the fun part and the only thing people want to do. Usually, this frosting and baking marathon would last until the wee hours of the morning and start around noon. Well, this year, for reasons that aren't relevant to this post today, she would not be available on the day we normally do all of this. She was sad that we wouldn't be able to do our cookie tradition. I said that I was more than capable of baking the cookies. She seemed to think I was joking and that I could basically never do it myself. Well, I said I'd try, and she wished me a sarcastic good luck. Well, in the run-up to the days of baking and frosting, I start running drills to optimize production, enter testing and tragic mistake montage. I started rearranging the house in various configurations, running tests on dough we were using to see how long it took to bake, and making appropriate changes while running it by taste testers, substituting ingredients for quicker bake time while preserving taste, making the cookies as thin as possible without compromising frosting ratio, canvas space for creativity, and or compromising structural integrity, etc. Why is it so serious? What's going on? I don't even know what I'm reading. I feel like I'm reading like a big project that someone's like giving, like what is this, a business proposal? Like, huh? I'm so confused. When did all of this come into baking, yo? Like, isn't this just for fun? Is this for a business? Come the day of baking, I have everything down to science. As friends and family come in, I give them the rundown. After a couple hours, most kinks are worked out and cookies are flowing out of a breakneck pace. Eventually, we start running out of material, something that never happened under my wife. We start making runs to the store for necessary raw materials to fuel our mighty cookie forges. By the time we were exhausted around 2 a.m., we had produced at least 5 times the amount of cookies we ever had before. Well, my wife gets home a couple days later and is really upset. She insists the cookies taste weird, that we spent too much money, and that I was actively trying to make her look bad by making so much more than her. In truth, I ran blind tests to see if anyone could differentiate between our old recipe and mine, and no one could. I also only spent 40% more than years previous as I slotted in some cheaper ingredients and bought some stuff in bulk, and I had absolutely zero intention of upstaging her. I simply had the goal of maximize cookie production. She says that even if I didn't do it on purpose, that I should have thought about how it made her look to our circles and that I have embarrassed her. And she actually called me an ass. She's never called me that in 3 years of marriage, so I can't help but think I am. I don't think he is. Why is he the ass? Why is she so upset? Shouldn't she be happy and be like, oh, you did it, that's amazing? Like, why are you getting jealous of your own husband, girl? I'm confuzzled. She should be happy because I'm pretty sure he did that for her. You know, it's the fact that she couldn't do it, so he was like, oh, I can do it. And then she even tried to put him down and she was like, nah, I don't think you can do it. No one can do it like me. Like, that attitude though. And he did it, and I'm pretty sure he was just trying to help her, like, you know, keep the tradition going. And now she's mad at him for something good that he did. So I don't think he's wrong. I think the wife is just being very immature. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!